a home, freedom and independence, no catastrophes, finances, your education, the careers that you're planning, I hope, and your mother and father and your uncles and aunts. Those are your great, great big foundation blessings. And then the ones we counted, the 15 every hour, those are your one-time only blessings. All right, now we go on to pure thoughts. No matter what happens, no negative thoughts, no second-level thoughts, no trivial thoughts, no ugly thoughts. Can you say it after me? No negative thoughts, no second-level thoughts, no trivial thoughts, and no ugly thoughts. Let's write that down in our joy book. Okie dokie. No negative thoughts. No second level thoughts. No trivial thoughts. No ugly thoughts. If people are mean to you and do things to you that they shouldn't, then you pray for them. You sing a hymn for them. Such as, Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice soundeth, saying, Christian, follow me. And you could also sing your song, your little children's song. Jesus loves him, this I know, for the Bible tells us so. Little ones to him belong. We are weak, but they are strong. That's a good song to sing. And if somebody's mean to you, you call me up and tell me about it. Do you know my number? It's 518-328-6066. Next thing I want you to do is to go get your Bible. I'll be right back. I'll go get mine. And turn to the New Testament. And turn to Matthew. And turn to chapter 7. And turn to verse 12. And I'll read it to you. Can you read it to me? I'd like that if you could read it to me. Matthew 9, Matthew 8, Matthew 7. Therefore all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them. In other words, do unto others as you would they would do unto you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's nice, isn't it? Now what verse was that? It was verse 12. And what chapter of it? It was 7. And what book was it? Matthew. And in the New Testament. Let's go to our joy book again and write down task 55. That was reading the Bible. Task 56 is careers. Boys and girls, I want you to start thinking about a career. And I have a series called Careers Unlimited, where I interview the very high-powered highly powered, highly successful, highly rich people in their careers. And they tell you how they got started, where they were born, where they went to school, what they took in college, and what their first jobs were. And then they tell you how they got their current high position, and then they tell you what it's like. And they tell you if the financial remuneration is good. Okay. That's one way to find out about careers. And then you could find out about careers on the internet. Or you could find out about them in the library. And all of these people are very interested in you, the youth. You, the youth. They want you to be successful and happy and content. So they say if you want to call them up, you can, and they give you their telephone numbers. So, what are some careers? There's Amadeus. He wants me to feed him again. It's been a whole hour since he ate before, so of course he's starved. All right, just let me tell the boys and girls about some careers. You could be a computer programmer. You could have a television show. You could have a show on YouTube. You could be a teacher. You could be a librarian. Well, there's lots of careers. And if you would go to your library, you would find books on careers. All right, so what have we covered already? We've counted blessings. We've taught ourselves about pure thoughts. And we had our Bible lessons, and we sang hymns, and we talked about careers. Is there anything else? Yes. Word. We have to teach you a big word. Let me give you a pretty word. Here's a pretty word. Acumen. It means acuteness. It means keen in practical and intellectual matters. Amadeus has acumen. He's very keen in practical and intellectual matters. It means shrewdness. It means sagacity. It means sharpness. And it means perspicacity. You are all those things, Amadeus. He went over and went to bed. I think that's all for a chat with Glendora. So the SS Glendora After School Happy Show. I'm going to show you some pictures of boys and girls who have been on the show. You can be on the show too. All you have to do is call that number and talk to me about it. And we'll talk to you about being on the show. This is the remote, and it turns the videotaping on and off. Here's a good picture of boys and girls having a fun time on the SS Glendora After School Happy Show. It's hard for you to see it because the light is bad. Well, the light is good, except it's in the wrong position. So call me up and we'll talk things over. And we'll have a good life. And we'll bring happiness to people. We will spread happiness and joy and good thinking and elegance of manner and excellence of mind and eloquence of speech. This is the SS Glendora After School Happy Show, number 24. Bye-bye. Yes, that's Christian. I just don't know why public access producers have to be like that. It's a matter of ego. They think they're in a power position. They can say yay or nay, but they can't. They're regulated and restricted by the Constitution of the United States and by the Cable Act of 1984. They just want to be big shots because they're such little shots, I guess. I got some jokes for you, folks. That's a good joke. That the husband said that husbands are like wine. They get better with age. And a wife said, if I'd known that, I would have kept mine in the cellar. Did you hear about the woman who got married 4 times? She married a banker, an actor, a minister, and an undertaker. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. And the couple who couldn't afford to go to Niagara Falls for their honeymoon, so they went to the car wash instead. And a house had a sign in front of it, and the sign said, drum set for sale. So the house next door, they put up a sign that said, hooray! And one woman says that housework is a drain. You wash the dishes, you make the beds, you take the garbage out, and in 2 weeks you have to do it all over again. And you know you're getting middle age when it takes you longer to rest up than it did to get tired. A midget fortune teller escaped from jail. And the headline in the newspaper was, small, medium, at large. Father says, son, you have to learn from the mistakes of others. You simply do not have time to make them all yourself. And how can you teach children the value of money when you can't even teach Congress that? Poverty is hereditary, folks. You get it from your children. And one man said that the state of his finances was liquid assets. Everything's going down the drain. And an earthquake, it is, I don't know what to do about that. It's so terrible. The only peace I get is that I just have to go about my peaceful service. Brother Lawrence said, I am schooled to love and follow God at all times. I am schooled to love and follow God at all times. Let's see what Franklyn Buell has to say about people like Dottie Grover. On surmounting trouble. Uneven paths, jagged ledges, fields of nettles, prickly hedges. These are the world's testing places. To find strengths, a man embraces. A patient, kindly, loving heart can dilute each poisonous dart. Smooth and soften the rough-edged hour. Put tranquility to power. Thank you, Franklyn Buell. On page 32 of Something of Love. Want to talk to you folks? Well, first of all, we have to go to the Joy Book. And we have to put down task 60 and the time, 3:10, and what the task is to talk together, you and I, about the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, and your protections thereunder. First Amendment has 5 protections. Can you tell me what they are? Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, 2, freedom of the press, 3, freedom to assemble peacefully, 4, and what's the 5th one? Freedom to petition your government for redress of wrong. Take people who violate your rights, take them to court and address your government. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. That means that in January you can go outdoors without a sweater. Third Amendment is that you don't have to house a soldier. Fourth Amendment is very, very important. No, just a minute, folks. You know, the Fourth Amendment really is no unwarranted warrants shall be issued. In other words, there has to be probable cause. And no warrant shall be issued without stating in particular what is to be seized and what is to be searched. It has to be stated in particularity. And it has to be under penalty of perjury or affirmation. And in other words, the Fourth Amendment is saying to you that all persons shall be secure in their persons, in their homes, in their effects. You shall be secure against unreasonable searches and seizures. Now, the Fifth Amendment is very important. It tells you that nobody shall answer without a presentment or indictment from a grand jury, and that we need better light. nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And due process of law means an honest judge, honest clerks, and an honest jury. Nor shall you be deprived of your property for public use without just remuneration. Sixth Amendment is very powerful. The Sixth Amendment guarantees you that you shall have a public trial, and that means you have to be heard. So if you go into the courtroom and the acoustics are bad and the public can't hear you, then the trial is NG, no good. And it also assures you that you shall have a speedy trial, and speedy trial means 70 days. If you are not given your trial in 70 days, case is dismissed. For lack of prosecution, they call it. But it's the Sixth Amendment. It also says that you shall be faced by your accuser, and you shall be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against you, and to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses. That is, if you have witnesses, the court has to sign subpoenas, and people are compelled to come to court under penalty if they don't. And to have the assistance of counsel for your defense. Counsel does not mean a lawyer. Anybody can be your counsel. The best counsel, of course. But you can have your parents, or you can have your relatives, or your friends can be your counsel. Now, the Seventh Amendment is jury trial. The right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States. So you're assured a trial by jury, and the determination of the jurors shall not be re-examined in any court of the United States. The Ninth Amendment is excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. The 14th Amendment is powerful. That's another civil rights amendment. And another due process of law amendment. And about the 14th Amendment, Section 3 says, if any judge or a police officer or anybody else violates his oath of office, that person now, violating the oath means what? Violating the Constitution of the United States of America. Those amendments that we just discussed.